Okay, so today we're going deep on something a little different.
Oh,
Yeah, so I found this list on the Top Ten's website, and it's called Top 10 People Who Died at 40 Years of Age.
interesting.
Yeah, and it's got like musicians, writers, even a wrestler,
Wow, that's quite a range.
right? All these people going so young, it just makes you wonder what they could have done with more time.
Yeah, what if their stories hadn't been cut short? I mean, think about it. 40 is like when you're really hitting your stride.
Exactly. Like you've got the experience, but you're still full of potential.
Right, it's like this tragic intersection of talent and unfulfilled promise.
Okay, so let's start with the musicians. We've got John Lennon, John Coltrane, and Falco.
Ooh, yeah, talk about variety.
I know, right? But what unites them, besides dying at 40, is the impact they had on music.
Absolutely, each one a pioneer in their own right.
Well, like most people probably know Lennon from the Beatles.
Right, but it was his solo work that got really experimental and political.
Yeah, pushing boundaries with his sound and activism.
Totally resonated with a whole generation going through some major changes.
And then there's Coltrane, maybe not a household name for everyone.
True, but in the jazz world, he's a legend.
Took improvisation to another level.
His music is like a spiritual journey, man complex, challenging, definitely makes you think.
And then Falco, the Austrian pop rap guy, kind of a wild card on this list.
Oh yeah, Falco's a trip. Huge in the 80s.
Yeah, his music was catchy, theatrical, sometimes a little controversial.
Sort of like a European prototype for the pop rap we hear today.
Yeah, and his death, like Lennon's, it just reminds you how fragile fame can be.
Definitely gone too soon.
Okay, so moving on to writers, we've got Edgar Allan Poe, Jack London, and Franz Kafka.
Wow, 3 literary giants all gone at 40.
It's wild to think how much they achieved in such a short time.
Right, and their works still resonate today.
Well, Poe's dark psychological stories, they never get old.
And London, with his adventure and survival themes, taps into something really primal in us.
And Kafka. His stuff about alienation and existential dread.
Man, it's like he was writing for the 21st century.
And then there's the whole mystery surrounding Poe's death.
Oh yeah, all those theories, alcohol, rabies, even murder.
It's like something out of one of his stories.
Right. But think about this, they all became cultural icons despite their short lives.
True, their work transcended their own mortality.
It makes you wonder, what is it about their writing that keeps captivating us?
Great question. And speaking of captivating, let's talk about Paul Walker and Lenny Bruce.
Okay, from literature to entertainment.
Well, Walker's death during the filming of Fast and Furious, it really highlights our fascination with celebrity deaths.
Especially when they die young.
Yeah, it's like their stories get frozen in time.
They achieve a different kind of immortality through their work.
Now, Lenny Bruce, he's a different story altogether.
Oh yeah, he was a true provocateur.
Pushed the boundaries of comedy, got in trouble with the law constantly.
His comedy was sharp, satirical, no topic was off limits.
He was a cultural icon too, but maybe a more controversial one.
For sure, he challenged societal norms, paid the price for it too.
His death kind of cemented his legacy as a champion of free speech.
A voice silenced too soon.
And lastly, we have Chris Benoit, the wrestler. This one's tough to talk about.
Yeah, a real tragedy, a murder-suicide.
Makes you think about the darker side of professional wrestling.
The physical toll it takes, the risk of CTE.
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy, it's a serious issue in contact sports.
Yeah, repeated head trauma can have devastating long-term effects.
Benoit's case brings up questions about the ethical responsibilities we have as fans.
It's a reminder that entertainment can come with a heavy price.
So looking back at this list, it's pretty diverse.
Definitely musicians, writers, entertainers, a wrestler.
All gone at 40 makes you think about how we measure a life.
It's not about the years, it's about the impact.
These people left behind legacies that continue to inspire us.
They made us think, question, strive for more.
Their stories didn't end with their deaths.
Their art, their words, they keep the conversation going.
It's like they achieved immortality through their work.
It makes you wonder, what kind of legacy will you leave behind?
What story will you tell?
That's something for all of us to think about.
Thanks for listening.
It's been a pleasure.